Hello and welcome to my impromptu Q&A hangout. I just did the City of Heavenly Fire hangout with a couple Booktube friends and everything's all set up and I'm feeling kind of chatty, so I decided to just do another hangout, not specifically about anything, just to kind of hang out and answer any questions you guys might have. So I have opened up the Google question thingamabob, and you can ask me questions there, or I'll try to keep an eye on Twitter as well. If you want to ask me questions on the Twitters, I'll try to flip back and forth, but the Google Q&A is the best way to actually get your questions to me. But yeah, hello and welcome everyone. I don't have any questions yet, but bring them on when they're there. Let me tweet that I am live so anyone else can join in, and then we will get this party started. Okay. This is so entertaining, I'm sorry, I know. Okay, I've tweeted, and do I have any questions here yet? Not yet. But let me go on Twitter just to double check if anyone sent me a question there. Nothing yet. Okay, this is off to a spectacular start. I guess I'll talk about the book that I'm currently reading. That seems like as good a topic as any. I'm currently, or actually I just finished recently Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I got it at BEA. It was this book. It was the first BEA book that I read, and it was fantastic. It was wonderful. I love Scott Westerfeld, so of course I liked this book, especially since it deals with like the publishing industry. But I'll talk more about it later. It's not out until September, so yeah, I'll definitely be talking more about it then. Okay, we have some questions now. Hurrah! Do you ever write short stories? And if so, how long are they? I don't generally write short stories. I don't think I've ever really tried. Like, maybe I've had some ideas like, oh, this isn't enough to be a novel, but it could be a short story, but I've never, like, actually pursued it. I'm not great at the short fiction. Like, I like writing novels. I like having all of that length and room to write lots and lots of stuff and develop lots of different storylines. Whereas with short stories, you kind of have to stick to not so many subplots. So I don't really write them, so there's not really a length that my short stories are. Favorite book of the year so far? Oh boy, that's a tough question. Maybe Dreams of Gods and Monsters, just because it's one of my favorite books of all time, and that was a good book this year, but I've read a lot of good ones so far this year. Like, I've gotten a little bit pickier about what books I read, and so I've been picking like ones that I really think I'm going to love and that are going to be really good, and that's been happening a lot. I've loved a lot of the books I've read this year, but probably Dreams of Gods and Monsters is my favorite so far. What kind of stories do you enjoy writing the most? Probably, I mean, I like fantasy. I like the paranormal. I love that stuff. But what I really have the most fun writing is funny moments, like funny dialogue. I love coming up with funny dialogue or like a funny, awkward situation and just playing with that. Like, that's my favorite kind of writing to do, is a funny, lighthearted kind of scene that will make someone laugh. Like, that's my favorite, because I usually end up laughing a lot myself as I'm writing it. Like, I try to think of something to be really funny, and I just go for that. Okay, I have a couple questions on Twitter that I'm going to answer. One is, are you working on anything writing-wise? And Sadly, no, not so much lately. I've been really focusing on other stuff, and I haven't had much time to focus on writing. I'm kind of in a weird situation right now where I don't know what to do with my life, kind of like writing and video making and reading. Like, I'm trying to decide what exactly I want to focus on, and it's been very difficult. And even when I do decide that I want to focus on writing, then I am faced with another decision of what to work on. So I'm not really working on anything right now. I've been trying to come up with a cool idea for July Camp NaNoWriMo, which I may or may not be doing. Like, I want to try, but I'm possibly moving in July, probably moving in July. And there's also like the Booktubeathon, which I'm planning to participate in and do a lot of reading that week. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to do Camp NaNoWriMo during July. I'm definitely going to do November. I'm definitely going to do November NaNoWriMo. But right now, I'm still just kind of deciding what story I want to work on, and that's a very difficult decision for me. How many unread books do you own? Oh boy, probably. I mentioned this in my video at the beginning of the year when I did like my year in books, I think it was, where I talked about like how many books I read in 2012, 2013. Oh my gosh, what year is it? How many books I read last year, how many books I bought last year, and my current unread book count, and it was over 200. It was up there, and this so far in the last few months, like I've been getting lots of books. I got like 20 BEA books, so they just keep piling up. It might be close, it might be like 250, 300 by now. It's up there. But I'm actually planning to get rid of some books pretty soon here before I move in July, because I don't want to move these books that I don't want anymore. So I'm going to be getting rid of some books soon here. What is your next hair color? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about doing something in the reddish, orangish department, but I'm not sure exactly what yet, and I'm not sure when I would do that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Google questions for a moment here. Let's see. How do you name your characters? I'm writing fantasy and I'm having trouble finding names for my characters, both first and last. So I have a couple of baby name websites bookmarked, and that's where I usually go to. There's one that I use where you can like choose what year the name was popular. So if your main character is 17 years old in 2014, you go see what names were popular in like 97, 98. And then you can like choose a name from the popular names, or you can just choose a random weird name if you want that to be how your character is named. For fantasy, it does get trickier because you don't necessarily want to choose like popular contemporary names. Like you don't want someone named Bob necessarily in a fantasy novel, but I feel like George R.R. Martin did it really well. Like the names are fantasy-ish, like they're not traditional, but then there's a lot of nicknames that are more traditional. Like Ned Stark, his real name is Eddard. Eddard? I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but it's not like a name you hear every day, but the nickname of Ned is something that we easily recognize. And we're like, yeah, that's a name. It's not like a weird made-up word that is a name. But just look around, maybe find a contemporary name that you like, and then put a little twist on it. Like if you like the name Alicia, maybe you spell it a little bit differently, or make it like Alicia, just like you can put a little twist on it to make it a little bit different and more fantastical. Has there ever been a book that you thought you would hate but wound up loving? I don't know. I don't have a lot of prediction. Like, I don't read a lot of books if I think I'm gonna hate them. There's there have been books that like surprise me a little bit, like that I haven't finished though. I didn't particularly love them, but like Fallen. I've tried to read Fallen a couple times and I thought I was gonna hate it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was just it was okay, and I haven't finished it yet, so I can't say for like the whole book or even the rest of the series. But I thought it was gonna be like I heard so many opposing opinions that I thought it was gonna be terrible, and I started reading it, and I was like, oh, this isn't bad. This is okay. But I thought it was just okay, so I didn't like keep on reading. I didn't feel that motivation to keep on reading. Um, I thought I was gonna hate the selection series. I really thought I was gonna hate it, and I didn't hate it. But again, I didn't love it. Like America Singer is super annoying, but the series is really fun and entertaining, and I liked that aspect of it, even though I kind of wanted to strangle America on occasion. Um, how did you feel about The Fault in Our Stars movie? I loved it too. I thought it was beautiful. It's a very, very faithful adaptation. The acting is wonderful. It's just, it is the book. Like, if you liked the book, it's the book in visual form. It's the book. It's a wonderful adaptation, and I'm glad it's doing really well. Like, it's doing pretty well in the box office, especially considering it like made its budget in on the first day or something crazy like that. Like it had a small budget though, so that's not that crazy. But I'm glad it's doing well, and I'm glad it was a good adaptation, and I'm really, really excited for the Paper Towns movie coming from a lot of these same people. Like, that's very exciting to me. Also, there's just a lot of contemporaries being turned into movies lately, and I like it. I think that contemporary adaptations are easier to make very faithful to the books as you translate them. Like with the fantasy ones, there's so much world building, and it's usually like much larger books that get adapted, so you lose some stuff. But with the contemporary ones, like it's already set in the real world. You don't have to do a lot of world building. So I'm liking these contemporary adaptations. I'm excited for If I Stay coming out later this year. Oh, Jesse's here. Kat, do you love me or do you love me? Tricky question. But of course I love you. All right. Do you like books with long chapters or short chapters? I don't know. I never really thought about that before. I don't think I have a preference. I mean, it really all depends on the book. Like, some books rock the long chapter thing. Like Cassandra Clare, her chapters are very long, but they switch points of view a lot. Like, they could be broken into many small chapters if she wanted to, but I don't know. I don't have any strong feelings toward chapter length. It really depends on the book and what works best for the pacing and whatnot. I do find that shorter chapters work a lot better in a fast-paced book. Like, it really gets you flipping those pages. A chapter ends at a great moment, and so you jump into the next one. But other than that, I don't have any particularly strong feelings about chapter length. Okay, I'm gonna head back to Twitter for an instant so I can kind of bounce back and forth. Hi, Kat. I was wondering how to make a story flow through a novel. I don't know exactly how to explain this. I do have a whole playlist on my channel about writing advice and how I outline, so maybe those outlining videos would help you kind of figure out like flow and pacing, but I'm sorry, I don't have a really great answer for that. It's really a huge learning thing. Like, as a writer, you are constantly making decisions. Like, everything about writing is making a decision, from choosing how your character looks to choosing what words to use on a sentence-by-sentence level. So you just got to learn to make decisions, and this is something I'm really bad at because I'm so indecisive and I can't make decisions ever for anything. But it's all about making decisions, and to be able to make good decisions, you have to have a lot of knowledge and information and like be well informed to make your decisions. So really think about your story and your characters and just anything that you want to happen, just really consider it and think of how you can make that flow, how you can make that work. A lot of writing is the actual writing part, of course, but a good chunk of it is also just thinking and deciding things and figuring out how exactly you want to do it. So yeah, I'm sorry if that didn't answer your question, but hopefully my outlining and writing videos will be more help for that. If for whatever reason you were only able to keep one book or series, which would you pick? Oh boy, you had to go there, didn't you? Didn't you? Part of me wants to say Harry Potter, but that's I think more for like nostalgia reasons. Like Harry Potter was what I grew up with. Like I have such a soft place in my heart for it. I love it. But I don't know. Daughter of Smoke and Bone is really up there too. And I love Laini Taylor's writing. I think her writing is like some of the most gorgeous writing I've ever encountered. I just love it so much. She is magical with words. So I kind of am leaning toward that. I can't pick one. I'm sorry. I picked two. But that's pretty good. Narrowing it down from all of the series to two. Like, do I get a little bit of credit for that? I hope. Are you planning to read the 50 Shades trilogy? Probably not. I don't think so. I do have the first book, and I got it as a gift from my friend Lee, and she said that she like flew through it in a couple hours, and it's not a tiny book, so like it sounds like the kind of book you really can just fly through, and it does have that like kind of addictive, entertaining quality, but I don't know. It's not really my thing. So, I don't know. I might at some point, but like there's so many other good books that I want to read ahead of that. So, it's definitely not prioritized. Did you find any good new adult books yet? I haven't really been looking. Like I'm not familiar with the new adult genre kind of at all. I've read like maybe one or two books that are kind of considered new adult, but I feel like I have to actually read several, like get into a new adult like reading groove to really understand the genre a little bit more. I also don't know what books would be like the best new adult books to read. Like I've heard of a few that are popular, but there's also a lot of books that are considered young adult by many people that I would consider new adult. Like the sequel to If I Stay, Where She Went, I feel like that book is firmly new adult. And Fangirl is kind of new adult too, but they're classified as young adult, and I don't know exactly. I need to do some more research into this whole new adult thing before I have like a better opinion on that. Okay, I'm going to jump back to Google for a minute. I wasn't expecting so many questions. I'm sorry if I don't get to yours. I'm sorry if I don't get to your question. I'm going to try to answer a lot, but I wasn't expecting so many. Is there a book you wish you could unread? Maybe. Do you mean like unread in a bad way? Like that was terrible, I want it erased from my memory, I want my hours back? Or like unread so I could read it again and discover it anew? I guess I have an answer for both. I'll answer both. Okay, I wish I could unread Harry Potter so that I could reread it and rediscover it, because I really wonder if I would love the series as much as I do if I read it now. Like, because I read it when I was 11, 12, 13, like growing up, I feel like I might have placed it like higher in my mind than I would now. So I would be very, very interested to see how I react to Harry Potter for the first time as an adult. And I think I would still love it. I'm pretty sure I would, because it's a beautiful series. As for a book that I wish I could unread just to like erase it from my memory, not worth it kind of situation, maybe Evermore by Alison Noel, I think. Is that how you say her name? I, I didn't like that book. I read it in like my post-Twilight phase where I was like looking for more paranormal romance that would like give me that same feeling that Twilight gave me. Because I loved Twilight when it first came out. I'll admit it. I liked Twilight, okay? And it wasn't until everyone started hating on Twilight that I kind of started looking at it more critically, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but I still liked Twilight, okay? I liked it. And I was looking for more like paranormal romance along those same lines, and I thought Evermore was going to be it because it was a New York Times bestseller and had all these great reviews, and I didn't like it. I thought the main character was really frustrating, and I didn't continue the series, so probably that one. So I just didn't get like even slightly invested because I'm a series finisher. Like I need to finish series. So I don't like starting a series unless I'm sure I'm gonna finish it because I just have that like hanging. I'm left hanging forever. So yeah, probably that one. Do you think it would be a good idea to include a pronunciation guide for character names that aren't very easy to pronounce? I think that's a great idea. Maybe it won't necessarily be included in the book, but I know like Sarah J. Maas has a pronunciation guide on her website of like all the character names and also some place location names that aren't easy to figure out how to pronounce them. So I think that's a fantastic idea. Include it as an extra bonus thing on your website, or include it in the book if you want to. If you're publishing it yourself, or if your publisher is cool with including that in the book. But yeah, I think that's a great thing. Which contemporary novel would you most like to see adapted to film? That's an interesting question. Okay, one that isn't already being adapted into film. Hold on, I gotta look at my books. That's tricky. A lot of the ones that would be like my go-to answer are already being adapted. Like I was gonna say Eleanor and Park, but I think Eleanor and Park is actually in the works to being adapted. So there's that. Also, Heist Society by Ali Carter. That isn't like necessarily. I mean, it is contemporary. There's no fantastical elements, but it is about some teenagers who are thieves. Like, it's a little bit out of the range of like your everyday normal contemporary, but I think that would be a cool like heist movie book thing. So yeah, there's my very eloquent answer for that. Okay, I'm gonna pop to Twitter for a second. There's a question about what I think is going to happen in Blood of Olympus, but I don't want to talk about that because it would be spoilery, and I'm trying to keep this non-spoilery. Why can't I find the Q&A? I don't know. It should be like a little thing in the bottom corner that says like join the Google Q&A, and it like pops up on your side screen, and you can choose to like upvote certain comments if you want me to answer certain questions. If you can't find it, it might depend where you're watching this. Like if you're watching it on a phone or an iPad, you might not be able to see that. Tiffany wants me to say hi to her. Hi, Tiffany. Your makeup looks amazing. What eyeshadow did you use? Sorry, not book related. That's okay. We're in an impromptu Q&A. It doesn't have to be about books. Where is my eyeshadow? Oh, I have this eyeshadow here. It is Be a Bombshell. It's a little quad. Bora Bora is the color palette, I guess. And I'm using like this orangey-ish rust-colored one here. Oh, can you see it? Oh, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I did it because I wanted like an orangey, fiery look for the City of Heavenly Fire live show, which we just did. This is just a dust jacket. So yeah, that is my eyeshadow. Let's see. Which series are you most excited to see wrap up in a good way? Probably Blood of Olympus. Probably Blood of Olympus. Olympus, because that I can't wait for that one. It's my most anticipated book now. Like, I got Dreams of Gods and Monsters, and I got an advanced reader copy of Air of Fire, which I haven't read yet, but I want to very soon. So Blood of Olympus is like the one that I'm mostly looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to In the Afterlight, the third book in the Darkest Minds trilogy, but I'm more excited about Blood of Olympus, I must admit. Oh, I lost where I was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I missed your question. I'm trying to get through a lot, but there's a lot. Are you planning to finish the Everneath trilogy? Yes, I am, because I loved the first one. I just don't know when. Since it's been like a few years, I guess like a year and a half since I read the first one, I kind of want to reread it, because when I like to marathon, I like to read all of the books and like really immerse myself in the world and just get it all at once. So I feel like I'm going to have to reread Everneath, and I don't know when I'll, like, I feel rereading is a really complicated thing for me, because I feel guilty when I'm rereading books, because I'm like, there's so many new books out in the world that I should be reading, but I'm just rereading this book I already read. So I don't know. I always feel guilty rereading books, but I do love rereading books, so I'm definitely planning to read it at some point. I've heard that it is a good trilogy, like it has a nice conclusion and it's a good story overall, so I'm very excited to read it. I just don't know when I'll get there. Advice on how to read faster or read more. Oh, I'd say just make a real effort to do so. I don't know about the reading faster thing. I don't know if I can help you with that. Like, for that, I would say just no distractions. Like, don't have music, go in a room by yourself, and try to just read by yourself and really focus on the words and the reading. And the more you read, the more you'll, like, get into reading faster. And if you like a book, if a book is really good, you'll probably be reading faster. But to read more, just make an effort to do it. Like, turn it into a ritual. Like, read for half an hour every single night before bed, and then you'll start getting into that habit where, like, even if you don't really feel like reading, like, it just becomes part of your nighttime ritual to read for a little bit before bed. And yeah, I don't have a lot of great advice for that. I'm sorry, but yeah, just cut out time for it and prioritize it. That's how you get anything done, is you make it a priority. Instead of being like oh yeah, I'll read if I have time, just be like, I will read starting at this time at least this many pages or this many chapters or for an hour, and just stick to it. Like, if you set a goal for yourself, stick to it. Follow through is the most important thing, and the thing that I am worst at, because I always say I'm going to do things and then I don't do them because I'm a terrible human. Okay. Do you like reading Stephen King? I do. I haven't read a lot by him. I've read Carrie and Dreamcatcher and another book. It's like From a Buick 8, I think it was called. It was a lesser known one. But I enjoy Stephen King. I'm not a huge fan of horror, so I don't like really seek out his books, but I think he's a fantastic author, and I would definitely read more from him. I am planning to read more from him. I'm planning to read Under the Dome. At some point in my life, I will read that book. Probably. Here's that follow-through thing we just talked about, because I might not, actually. But we'll see. Say Will Herondale 3 times fast, see if he appears. No, I'll get my hopes up for that, and then he won't be here, and it will just be very, very sad. Why would I do that to myself? What is your most anticipated summer new release? This is an easy question, because it's Isla and the Happily Ever After, and I want that book so bad, and I want it, please. I've been waiting for it for like 2 years now, so please, can I have it now? I've waited long enough. I need this book. Also, another summer book I'm looking forward to, Opposition, the 5th book in the Lux series by Jennifer for L. Armentrout because I really like that series, and the 5th and final book is coming out, so I have to read it. It's going to be really good. The 4th one left off at a nice cliffhanger moment, so I'm just, oh, I can't wait to see how it unfolds in the last one. Have you read Graceling yet? Yes, I have, but I have not continued the series. Like, I read a little bit of Fire, but I was having trouble getting into it, and I haven't even attempted to read Bitter Blue because it's gigantic, and I want to read Fire first, even though they're like companion novels and not direct sequels. So I have read Graceling. I really enjoyed it. I want to continue on, but I don't know when. There's so many books, and there's just not enough time, and it's literally the biggest problem in my life. Aside from not being able to make decisions, I also just have too many books to read. And I guess that ties into the decision thing, because I can't decide which one to read first. Tips for new booktubers? Sure, let's see what I have here. First, you want to be passionate about what you're doing. Like, you don't want to start a booktube channel and just do what you think is going to be popular. Like, I know young adult is really popular in booktube, and I think that factors in for several reasons. Like, there's kind of a circle. Like, a lot of booktubers read young adult and review it, so there's lots of it, and it encourages more people to read young adult. But also, the YouTube demographic is like, teenage girls are like the primary demographic watching YouTube in general. So the fact that a lot of young adult is popular on booktube isn't super surprising to me, because so many of the viewers are teenagers. But that doesn't mean you have to read young adult. Like, there are people who love all kinds of books and who want to see you talking about all kinds of books. Like, if you love Stephen King and horror or crime novels, make videos about those, talk about those. They might not be as popular as, like, The Fault in Our Stars or The Mortal Instruments, but you will find people who love those videos too, and who love them as much as you do. So just make videos about what you're actually passionate about, because that passion is what will show through. And make videos for yourself. Like, don't be trying to make a video that you think is gonna, like, get you a ton of subscribers and make you internet famous. Like, make videos that you're proud of and that make you happy. And even if no one watches them, like, no one watched my videos for the first year I was making them. Like, I hit 100 subscribers after a year of making videos. So no one was watching my videos when I first made them, but that didn't stop me, because I was making videos that, like, even if no one wanted, I wanted them to, like, as a record of my journey. I mean, I started making videos for NaNoWriMo. I was doing, like, daily writing videos. So it was, like, not exactly booktube, but that's what I was passionate about, and so that's what I made videos about. And even though very few people watched them, I was very proud of them, and that's how I kind of found that fulfillment. But then more and more people started watching my videos, and now I just feel a lot of pressure, which honestly is why I haven't made a ton of videos lately. Like, I feel so much pressure to, like, make good videos, and when people say, like, oh, you're so funny, like, that means I have to be funny in every video all the time, right? Or else everyone will leave. So yeah, and that's something I need to work on myself, is not to feel pressured to do certain videos if I don't want to do them. And that would be my tip too. Like, don't feel pressure to do certain videos, and just do what you love. Do what you want to do, and everything will be wonderful. Also, if you're a new booktuber and you do want to make friends here, then you gotta reach out to other people. Like, you can't expect everyone to, like, watch your videos and comment, and you don't have any, like, reciprocation. Like, talk to people, try to arrange live shows with people or read-alongs with people. Like, read a book with a friend, and you can, like, talk about it back and forth and do a live show together at the end of it. Just find other people who love the same books you do, whether it's a young adult or not young adult, and try to make a friendship with them. And I know making friends is hard. It's really hard. I didn't really have that many booktube friends until I went to VidCon and like met more people in real life. The real life thing helps a lot. It really does. Like it's great when you have friends that you talk to online, but actually seeing them in person and like you're a real person, it really does help. So that's not great advice. You can't necessarily meet people in real life. Like that's why a lot of us start our channels, is because we don't have people in real life to talk about books with. But yeah, sorry, that's my rambly, not necessarily great advice. What was the first video you ever made? The first video I ever made, well, actually, I've made a bunch of videos that never made it onto the internet. A couple years ago, when I was querying one of my novels, I decided to film like just kind of casual daily vlog type videos of me doing the query process. And I filmed them, I edited them, and I never put them up. Like I did it just for myself. And I enjoyed having those to go back and look and be like, oh yeah, that was me querying agents. What fun. But yeah, those videos don't exist anymore, and you will never see them. I apologize if you really wanted that. But otherwise, my first real video that I made was my NaNoWriMo preparing to do NaNoWriMo video back in October of 2011. Yeah, I made a I'm going to do NaNoWriMo and I'm going to vlog every day throughout the month video. And it's still on my channel. If you want to watch it, you can. I don't recommend it because it's really bad quality, and I'm just sitting there as it gets increasingly darker in my room, and I just have like this Starbucks coffee that I'm just like shaking around, and I'm rambling. It's not awesome, but it's there if you wish to watch it. Oh, okay, I'm back on the Google Hangouts now for a minute because some of these got upvoted a lot. Do you think you will get a book published anytime soon? You seem like you would be a great writer, and I would love to read your work. Thank you. That's very nice to hear. I don't know how soon that will happen. Like, I definitely 100% still want to be published. Like, that is still what I want to do with my life, and as a career, I want to write books and publish them. I don't know exactly in which way that is going to happen. Like, if I'm going to write a book and query it and get an agent and get a book deal, or if I'm gonna like write something and just publish it myself. I don't know yet. I don't have any book ready to go, so it will be a while. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been focusing a lot on the writing thing lately because I just haven't had a lot of time, but hopefully soon-ish. I don't know. This is a difficult question. I'm gonna do a writing life update video where I'll talk more about like where exactly I am, but right now I don't really have a lot of writing stuff going for me. So yeah. Ooh, here's an interesting question. Which dystopian series do you think is most likely to happen? I like Legend. The Legend dystopian world seems possible. I liked that one. I think it's easier to talk about ones that are impossible. Like the Delirium trilogy, that's never going to happen. I still have trouble wrapping my head around that. Also, the Program, which is, I guess, kind of dystopian. Like, I also have trouble wrapping my head around that one. I don't think that would ever happen. I think Legend is likely. I don't think any with magical powers is likely, unfortunately. As cool as that would be, I don't think like The Darkest Minds or Shatter Me would happen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Legend. I don't even think the Hunger Games would feasibly happen, but Legend could totally happen. What is your job? This is a question I get all the time, and I answer it all the time too. Although my answer has slightly changed now because currently I don't have a job. I know, I know, I know. For the last 6 years, I have worked as a waitress at a chain restaurant. I don't know if I want to say the actual name of the restaurant. I don't work there anymore. I don't care. I worked at an Applebee's. There, I said it. I worked at Applebee's for like 6 years, waiting tables. And I saved up a bunch of money so that I could do BEA and VidCon and all that stuff. Like, oh, I worked so many extra shifts to save up this money. And after BEA, I decided to put in my notice because, actually I did it before BEA, but like after BEA. So BEA, I needed to take time off. VidCon, I needed to take time off. So I decided if I could save up enough money, then I would be able to take all of June off. So I'm taking June off from work. And I might have to get another job soon, but it won't be until after I move. I'm planning to move from Northern California to Southern California. So, like, relocated, I don't know what job I would get down there. Like, I might get a waitressing job. I might try to get a job at, like, a cool bookstore or something. I don't know yet. But currently, I don't have a job. I'm just getting ready to pack up and move. And that's kind of my priority right now. But for the last 6 years, I have worked as a waitress at an Applebee's, and that is where my income comes from. That's why whenever people are like, oh, you get so many books, you must be super rich, I just, no, I'm not super rich. I'm not even kind of rich. I'm a waitress. Not anymore. Maybe someday again. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Advice for getting out of a reading slump. I think you should try to reread a favorite book, or read something short and fast-paced, or just start picking up books and reading first chapters until something hooks you. Like, don't decide, I'm going to read this book. Just read the first few pages and see if it hooks you. And if it doesn't, if you're not like feeling like you really want to continue, set it down, try something else, and just keep doing that until you find something that does hook you. Also, you can always just take a break. Like, if you're in a reading slump and you don't want to reread a favorite and you don't want to read something like new and fast-paced, just take a break from reading. Say it's okay to take a break. Maybe watch some TV instead and experience visual stories instead of verbal into your brain stories. Oh, this is a great description. Yeah, just try something else and you will find that spark for reading again. Even if you don't feel it now, it'll come back, whether you work on making it come back by like trying to read while you're in the slump, or even if you don't, if you're just like, I don't feel like reading, I'm not going to read, eventually you will want to read again. Probably. I mean, you got to believe that at least. I want to read Daughter of Smoke and Bone, but some people think that it's weird, so I'm not sure. Can you tell me what is so weird about it? It's hard to explain. That's what's kind of weird about it, is you enter this world that is kind of familiar, but there's also a lot of weird stuff. I don't know. I personally didn't think it was that weird when I read it. Like, I thought it was more unique and fresh and interesting. I wasn't like, oh, this is weird, what's happening? I was like, oh, this is cool. But I guess I like weird things, so I don't know. I can't really explain what's weird about it without getting into spoilers, though, so I would just suggest trying to read the first book. It doesn't get like any weirder after the first book. Like, it's really just kind of the world and the situation, and it's not that weird. I didn't think it was weird. I don't know. I like weird. Stop saying weird. Okay. Most disappointing book of 2014 so far. Maybe The Elite, the second book in the Selection trilogy. Although I didn't have like a ton of high hopes for that, but The Elite just it frustrated me because not only was America Singer, the main character, still frustrating in that book, but I felt like we didn't really get anywhere. It was like just such a middle book. Like the selection set everything up, and the one resolved things. But the elite was just kind of like, nothing really happened, and America was just frustrating. I didn't dislike it, though. Like, it wasn't my favorite book, but I don't know. I've heard so many people talk about how The Selection is such a good trilogy, and oh my god, it's my favorite, you're going to love it, and I didn't love it. So maybe like kind of the Selection trilogy overall. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And I guess that's my answer. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone if I dislike a book. It doesn't mean we can't be friends. We can like and dislike different things and still get along. It'll be fine. Oh, personal question time. Do you have a boyfriend? I do not. I did for a very long time, but we broke up a few months ago, and now I do not have a boyfriend. So, yay, personal conversations with Kat. How did you meet Jesse and Ariel and Christine and Lizzie, and how long have you guys been friends? Well, I mean, we kind of like knew of each other and talked to each other through like Twitter and comments and stuff before VidCon last year, but it was really VidCon last year that was the kind of trigger for our friendship, because after that, like, we had met each other in real life and we knew that we were like real human beings, and we started doing live shows together. Like we did the Blood of the Heroes, the House of Hades. Oh my goodness. We did the House of Hades live show, and we did like Catching Fire, and we started doing like live shows that fall, and it just kind of evolved into more than Booktube stuff. Like now we talk about all sorts of random stuff that isn't related to anything, but they're like my real friends now, and that's honestly the most rewarding part of Booktube, I think, is to like make actual friends who I consider like not just my internet friends, but I consider them my real life friends, and it helps that we've actually met in real life and that we still get along in real life and whatnot. But yeah. So I guess how long have you been friends? About a year, though really it's like escalated more in the last 6 months, like particularly BEA. Like BEA, it was all 5 of us in one hotel room. Like we got pretty close. I mean, we were essentially living together for a week. It was cool though. It was great. I miss them. What's your favorite book to movie adaptation? Ooh, I don't know. I guess Catching Fire is kind of my go-to answer. I love The Fault in Our Stars. Like, that is a fantastic adaptation, but it's all like it's not necessarily happy, so I don't know if it's my favorite. I personally like the happy, lighthearted stuff, or like the intense, cool stuff, more than like the emotionally powerful stuff. And Catching Fire isn't really happy, but it is like intense and cool and thrilling. And The Fault in Our Stars does have happy moments, but it also has some devastating moments, and it's emotional and feels like I get really invested in movies and TV shows, more so than books. Like, very few books make me cry. Many TV shows and movies make me cry. Like, I get so much more emotionally invested, whereas with books, I can kind of, like, tone it down. If I feel myself, like, start tearing up, then I can, like, put shutters down, kind of, and avoid the emotions. But if I'm watching something, like, I don't have as much control over that, I start crying. How long do you think you will be booktubing? I have no plans to stop, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like, I have no plans to stop right now, so at least the foreseeable future. I don't know, though. I don't know if I would continue doing it for like years and years and years, or maybe once I get a book published, like I'll start focusing on writing instead of booktubing. I don't know. YouTube has been such a huge part of my life for like the last 3 years that I don't really see it not being a part of my life. I'm kind of still in this bubble where YouTube is a huge part of my life. So I think I'll be booktubing for a long time. I think it'll be a long time. How do you feel about recent Insurgent castings? I'm not too familiar with them, honestly. Like, I feel like I saw a quick picture on Tumblr, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. I don't know. I'm not really into the movie updates, like castings and stuff. Like, it's interesting to talk about, but I don't like follow it really closely. Maybe I'll do some investigation and determine who was cast and how I feel about them. I'm going to answer a couple more questions here, and then I'm going to go back to the Twitters. So just real quick, how do you talk so easily to the camera? When did you get over that initial awkwardness? Okay, it was really, really awkward at first, and it still is awkward very often, but I edit that stuff out. Like, that's the power of editing, and it's something that I tell myself too. Like, I don't necessarily tell myself. Now this is getting awkward. I don't talk to myself that much, but like, I keep in mind when I'm filming that if I don't like the way it turns out, if I do something stupid or weird and I don't want people to see it, they don't have to see it. Like, I mean, live shows are different. I'm completely unedited here, and if I say something dumb, it's there forever unless I take it down. But there's a couple hundred of you here who heard it no matter what. I can't escape it. But generally, I just keep in mind that anything I do or say or how I act in front of the camera, like, it's still completely under my control if I show that to you or not. And it kind of gives me the freedom to just do whatever I want and say whatever I want. And then later, when I'm editing the video, I can, like, think more critically about it and be like, okay, no, that was dumb. I shouldn't say that. I should cut that part out. And honestly, a lot of the time, well, not a lot of the time, but a good amount of the time, I have filmed a video, decided I did not like it, and then refilmed it, or not refilmed it. Like, I filmed a Daughter of Smoke and Bone book discussion, not Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I filmed a Dreams of Gods and Monsters book talk, but I did not like the way I came off in that video, so I didn't post it. And I didn't have time to film another one, and that's where we are now. That's actually been something I've been struggling with a lot lately. I've made, in the last few months, I've made probably like 5 or 6 videos that I filmed and started editing, but then I just never put them up because I didn't like the way they turned out, so I decided that I didn't want to post those videos. And it kind of sucks because I worked hard filming those videos, like setting everything up, doing my hair and makeup, and getting ready and like talking for usually an hour or so. And then I look at the footage and I'm like, I don't like how this turned out. I don't want to share it with the world. And then I don't. And it means that my channel suffers a little bit, but I feel more comfortable with like what I'm putting out there. Yeah, I guess that's my answer. If you could start your channel again with the knowledge you have now, what would you do differently? I would put more emphasis on quality on my earlier videos. Like I was talking about earlier, my first video, the lighting is terrible, the sound is terrible, I'm rambly and unfocused, and I can't even watch it back myself. Like, I just cringe. I'm like, oh God, just stop. So I mean, knowing what I know now, like, my videos, I feel like they've changed, but I feel like it's been a change for the better. Like, I'm more coherent in my videos. I edit my videos more tightly now, so it's not a hot, rambling mess, kind of like these live shows tend to be, where I'm just blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I guess I would just put more emphasis on better lighting and not screaming at the camera and cutting out the boring parts, because I used to not cut out the boring parts. Like, I would cut out a few things, but it would usually just be like my whole video unedited pretty much. Now I put a lot more attention into it, though of course that comes with its own set of problems, because now I can't just like turn on the camera and talk for 10 minutes and then post that up. I don't want to do that. Like I want to put the time and care into it, but then that means it takes me a lot longer to make a video. So I don't know. I think if I started my channel over, like the only thing I would really do differently is to try to make more like better edited videos and better lighting and stuff from the beginning. But yeah, I guess that's what I do. I wouldn't do anything really that different. I have more knowledge about like what makes a better video now, so I would just like apply that knowledge. Okay, I'm gonna pop back to Twitter for a second because I see a lot of tweets. How did you ombre your hair? Teach me your ways, wise one. I did it myself. I was just like, you know what? I want to do something to my hair. So I just put bleach on the bottom ends of my hair and let it sit for a while. And I think it turned out okay. Like, it's not a great color transition. It's not as gradual as I would have liked it. But for doing it at home in my bathroom, impromptu, like I just decided to do it one night and I was like, I have bleach. I'm going to do this. I think it turned out okay. Let's see. Will you continue the Pretty Little Liars? I have not started that, so I might start it at some point, but I haven't started it yet, so I can't continue it. But I saw parts of the first season of the show, but I haven't read the series yet. I want to get into it. So many books, so little time. That old song and dance. Do you want to make a blog, or have you ever thought of making one? I have a blog. I don't blog on it, but I do have one. I actually started it before I started my YouTube channel. Like, I started a blog, and I wrote about my writing journey and my experiences in being an aspiring author. And yeah, it's linked in my profile somewhere. I don't know. It's blogspot.com/catastic or Catastic's blogspot. I don't know. It's in one of my video link descriptions somewhere. But I don't blog there anymore. I'd like to get back into it, honestly, but I kind of prefer making videos. Like, I like talking and getting my thoughts out verbally. When I am writing, I prefer to be writing stories. Like, I prefer to be working on one of my novels rather than working on like a written book review, because I feel like writing a book review kind of uses, I don't know how scientific this is, but I feel like writing a book review kind of uses the same part of my brain that writing on a novel would use, whereas making a video does not use that same part of my brain. I am a scientist, so you should believe everything that I'm talking about here, but I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. So I prefer to write novels and vlog my thoughts about things. Yup. Do you think Winter Girls would make a good movie adaptation? I don't know. I feel like Winter Girls is such like a close and personal book to the main character. Like, so much of it is in her head and like personal issues she's struggling with that would be kind of hard to convey in a movie. I think that they could do it. Like, someone could turn out a great movie of that, but I don't know if it would be better than the novel. Like, the novel is so powerful and gripping, and it's because it's so like close and personal into this character's mind that yeah, I don't know if it would make a good movie. I would go watch it if they did, just to see, but I don't know how good of an adaptation that source material will provide when you translate it to a movie. Okay, again, I'm sorry if I missed some questions. I'm skipping a few that I answered earlier, so if you weren't here earlier and I don't answer your question, I probably answered it earlier. I apologize, but I gotta get through these questions. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this hangout. How long have I been going? An hour. Okay, wow. Hi. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I stopped there. I'm really interested in reading the Shatter Me series, but I don't know if I should. Opinion. I liked it. I mean, give the first book a go and see if you are okay with the writing style, because I love the writing style. I think it's really like beautiful and kind of abstract and lovely, but I know that some people don't love it, and I feel like that series is more about the writing and the characters than about the dystopian side of the plot. So if you want like characters and beautiful writing and romance, then I would definitely recommend that. But if you're looking for like a thrilling dystopian plot, then I would probably recommend a different dystopian series like the Legend trilogy or the Hunger Games if you're the only person in the world who hasn't read that yet. Yeah, I don't know. I never know what to say when people are like, should I read this book? I don't know what you should do. Like, do you want to read the book? What books do you like? I don't know your life story. But I liked it. I liked the trilogy, and I know a lot of other people here on Booktube love that trilogy. Witty novels. So yeah, I don't know. Give it a shot if you want to. Are you currently attending any college classes? I am not. I am a terrible student. I never graduated college, so obviously I'm a very responsible and intelligent adult. Actually, I have a lot of opinions about the crappy education system here in the United States of America. And I feel like this is a whole another video topic, possibly, if I ever get around to it. I don't know, it's not book related. I really don't like our education system, and I never really liked it. Like, I love learning. I love learning. I love reading and writing, and when I do homework, I'm a perfectionist. Like, I study really hard. I like put so much time and effort into writing essays and papers and stuff, but that's only some of the time. The other part of the time, I'm just like, I don't care about school. I'm not doing any homework, and then I don't do any homework. And I don't know. Maybe I'll talk more about how I dislike the education system, but we'll see. That's not. I mean, it's like a political kind of topic. I don't know. It's a opinionated topic. Like, many people have different opinions on it. I personally think that the education system is terrible. I know that there's plenty of people who agree with me, but there's plenty of people who don't. So I don't really want to get too much into that right now. But yeah. What are some unreleased books you want to have in your hands now? Blood of Olympus, Isla and the Happily Ever After. Those are the only ones that are really coming to mind right now, since I just went to BEA, so I have a bunch of books that like I was anticipating, but now I have them, so I'm not like anticipating them anymore. I can read them if I want to, but Blood of Olympus, I want that one a lot. I think that's all that comes to mind right now. I'm trying to think of any 2015 books that I want. Oh, The Dark Artifices. Could I please have that series? Like, I know City of Heavenly Fire just came out, The Mortal Instruments just ended, but I would love to start The Dark Artifices today, if possible. Cassandra Clare, are you out there? Can you hook me up? Kiss Mary Cliff, Percy Jackson, Jace Herondale, and Harry Potter. Oh, oh, that's a tough one. I don't, everyone got so mad at me when I cliffed Jace before. I don't think I can cliff him again without inciting a riot, but I don't want to cliff Harry or Percy. I think I want to, maybe I do want to cliff Harry, but just because it's been so long, I haven't read a Harry Potter book in, oh my gosh, like at least 3 years. Like, since I started booktubing, I don't think I've reread a Harry Potter book. So, pass. I'm just gonna pass that question. Well, pretend I never even saw it. It's too difficult to answer. Why do you ask me difficult questions? Um, What books would you say really got you into reading? I answered this in my what was it, the influential books tag video. Like I talked about a lot of books, but basically Harry Potter was a big one that got me into reading. Also, the Animorph series really got me into reading. I loved those books. Yes, yes, those are what I'm going to say are the ones that like really got me into reading, but in that influential books video I talk about more if you're interested in having more details on that. Favorite TV shows? Do you watch Orange is the New Black? I do. I mean, a week ago I didn't, but I just marathoned both seasons, like back to back over the last few days. So yeah, I'm all caught up on Orange is the New Black. It's a fantastic show. It's so good. I love it. The season 2 finale was awesome, and I can't wait for the next season. I imagine we have like a year wait, so it'll be a while, but I loved it. I'm also all caught up on Game of Thrones. I'm ready for the new episode on Sunday, and then we have to wait again a long time for that. Other shows I like, Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf is coming back in a week, like a week and a half maybe, I think. I don't know. It's coming back really soon. I'm excited for that. Some other shows that I watch that aren't airing currently, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was probably my favorite new show of last fall. It's hilarious. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, but I did. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is fantastic. Parks and Rec. I love Parks and Rec. I'm really interested to see what the next season is going to be like after that season finale, like what's going to happen next. My mind is just blanking on TV shows. I watch a lot of TV shows. So maybe I'll make a video about my favorite TV shows where I can like not exclude any. Ooh, S.H.I.E.L.D. I love S.H.I.E.L.D. I love all of Joss Whedon's shows, but I like S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot. S.H.I.E.L.D. is really good. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pop back over to the Hangouts questions for a second. What is the ugliest book cover that you own on your shelf? Let's find out. I don't know. This is tricky. I'm sure there's worse ones, but the Deathsworn cover is just kind of boring. Like, this cover would not make me pick up the book, but the fact that I read Aaliyah Saipath's book before and I really enjoyed it made me pick up this book. But otherwise, the cover is not anything amazing. What other covers do I not like? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of covers that just aren't great, like the Vampire Academy covers. Like, those aren't amazing. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really stands out as like the ugliest one that I have. Sorry, that's not a great answer. I dare you to text Christine something. Christine is at a family event. I'm not just going to randomly text her something. I don't have anything to say to her right now. I do want to talk to her about the Orange is the New Black series finale, or season finale, not series, but the season 2 finale, since I just watched that, and I don't know if she's caught up yet. Or Ariel. I know Ariel is in the middle of the second season too, so I want to talk to them about that. But I'm not gonna text them right now. Do you prefer standalone, trilogy, duology, or series? Oh, I don't know. I don't have a preference necessarily. Like, I do like trilogies and series, how you can get really invested in the stories. I also love a good standalone and a good duology. It really depends on what's best for the story. I do wish there was a little bit more variance. Like, I wish we had more solid, fantastic standalones. Like, I can think of a couple that were really good, but most of the time they're they feel unfinished. Like you do want more. I haven't read a ton of like very satisfying standalones, but I would like more maybe. But I do love series. I'm not like, oh, I'm tired of series. I love series too. That's a difficult question. That's tricky. Um, I think I think my favorite would probably be either trilogies or very long series, like 6 books or more series. Because with those you like really get invested and you can just follow the characters for so long and you get to know them. But yeah, that's a tricky question. What is your least favorite book to movie adaptation? I was ranting about this a little bit earlier. I don't remember where or to who. Maybe, I don't know. I was ranting about this earlier. If any of you guys remember Jumper, it was a book and then they turned it into a movie, and the movie is nothing like the book, and it was very frustrating because I loved the book and I was like, oh, this is becoming a movie. I can't wait to see this movie. And then the movie took like the very loose basic premise of the book and went in like a totally different direction, and I did not like that adaptation. It wasn't faithful, and an unfaithful adaptation isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I really wanted a more faithful adaptation in that situation, and I didn't get that. So Jumper, also, of course, the Percy Jackson ones are up there, because those are just bad. If a main character is bad, does it ruin the series for you? Sometimes it definitely can. Not necessarily, though. Like, I mentioned the Evermore series, how I didn't really like that series, and it was because the main character was so frustrating that it made it, like, I couldn't get into the series because I didn't like her so much. But then we have, like, the Selection trilogy, which I didn't like the main character there either, but that book was still entertaining and fun, and I still enjoyed reading it. Even though I didn't like the main character, I still enjoyed the experience overall, whereas with Evermore, I didn't like the main character, and I didn't enjoy the experience overall. So it depends. It's not necessarily, a bad character doesn't necessarily ruin the series, but it can. Okay, I'm going to pop back to Twitter for a second. Oh my goodness, there are so many messages. I already talked about favorite TV shows. Why do you think some YA movie adaptations like The Hunger Games have been successful while a lot have flopped, like Vampire Academy and TMI? I don't know exactly. Like, I feel like some of it is a certain degree of faithfulness to the source material. Like with The Hunger Games and Catching Fire, I feel like they paid such close attention to making it like the book. Like, they tried to make a fantastic movie for the book's audience, and also I feel like The Hunger Games as source material kind of leads to a good movie adaptation. Like, you read that book and you're like, this would be a fantastic movie. Like, this should be a movie. With Vampire Academy and The Mortal Instruments, okay, with The Mortal Instruments, I feel like they tried to make it, they tried to make it more accessible to people who weren't necessarily fans of the book. And also, they completely butchered some of the characters, which made it so the fans weren't a fan of the movie, and like the movie wasn't good enough on its own for people who didn't love the book to love the movie. So it kind of flopped there. Vampire Academy, I feel like Vampire Academy just had a pretty decent dose of bad luck. Like, they didn't offer critic screenings or something, so a lot of the critics, I feel, were like kind of offended by that, and so they kind of lashed out at the movie more than it deserved to be lashed out at. Like, I liked Vampire Academy. I thought it was funny. It wasn't like the most faithful adaptation, but I thought it was a really good movie. It was really fun and funny, and I wasn't like, oh, I wish they hadn't done that. The Mortal Instruments, I wish they hadn't done like the last 2/3 of that movie. Like the beginning was great, and then they took a nosedive when they introduced Pirate Valentine. But I don't know. I feel like it really all depends on the execution of the movie and also the critics. Like, critics can really make or break a movie. Like, people are raving about The Fault in Our Stars, so it looks like that one's going well. The critics like The Fault in Our Stars. The critics mostly like The Hunger Games, because it's a good movie. Even if you don't like the book, it's a good movie. If you haven't read the book, it's a good movie. Whereas with Vampire Academy and The Mortal Instruments, I think if you're not already a fan of the book, they're just kind of okay movies. Vampire Academy is better than The Mortal Instruments, though, in my opinion. The Mortal Instruments, like I said, like 2/3 of the way through the movie, they just started messing everything up. What? Oh, sorry, I had a question and then I lost it. What's the name of the first book in Cassandra Clare's new series? I think it's Lady Midnight. I'm not 100% though. I don't know, Google it. What was your major in college? I started out as a psychology major, and then I changed to an English major, and then I was going to change to another major, but then I didn't. I was going to change to computer science, but then I didn't. Yeah. Oh, another personal question. Getting all up close and personal here. If you don't mind me asking what is your sexuality, I don't mind. It's personal, but I am straight. I like boys. I recently I mentioned this earlier too. More personal information. I recently broke up with my boyfriend. We were together for like 5 years, and we just recently broke up. So I'm not really interested in dating anyone currently, but by the time I move down to LA and I'm in a new location and new stuff going on, I might. We'll see. I don't know. A lot of questions I have already answered. Or maybe I'm just scrolling through the same questions over and over again. Do you have any plans on venturing out to other genres? If so, what genre would it be? I don't know if you mean reading or writing, but as for reading, I would venture into any genre. Like, I'm really open to reading different books from any genre. My favorite is young adult, any young adult, really. I like the young adult category. I mean, it's not really a genre, like it's more of a category, because then within that you have like all your high fantasy and paranormal and yada yada, everything. So I do prefer young adult, but I'm open to reading just about anything. I do focus mostly on young adult because that is what I want to write. So like that's what I like, to be familiar with the current market and whatnot. But I'm totally open to trying new things. If you were in love with someone and you had to choose to live in a dystopian with them, which would it be? But we wouldn't be in the same factions, etc. Ooh. Oh, that's a tricky one. Maybe the Darkest Minds. It would kind of suck, but if we're in separate factions, like that just kind of means we have different powers, right? So like we could still kind of be with each other, just have different powers. I don't know. That's tricky. There's so many dystopian worlds, and most of them are bad. So I don't know. What do you think of The Book Thief? I have not read it yet, but I want to. A book you never finished. I never finished Fallen. I also never finished Under the Dome by Stephen King, which I've tried to start several times, but it's just so huge. I can't. How long have you been collecting young adult books? About 8 years, more than 8 years now. Yeah, a very long time. Like when I graduated high school and moved out on my own, I had a very small collection. Like maybe, like I have my big tall shelves back here. I have a couple of like shorter shelves that are like instead of the 5 big shelves, it's like 3 littler shelves. I had like one of those that was completely full of books, and then I just started buying more and more books, and my collection kind of grew. But yeah, it did take about 8, 9 years to grow. Some of my books I've had since I was, like, my Harry Potter collection I started when I was 12. Like, the Harry Potter and the Twilight was like my original collection, and then I just started buying all of the books. Okay, I'm gonna pop back to the Google Hangout questions for a couple of minutes now. Back and forth, back and forth. I don't know how long I'm gonna be live. I've been live for almost an hour and a half. I don't know when I'm gonna quit this, but I'll answer at least a few more questions. How did your family react to your Booktube channel? For the most part, they don't care. Like, sometimes they call me Katie-tastic, like, joking. They're like, "What's up, Katie-tastic, YouTuber?" And I'm just like, no, stop. When I told my sister, like they kind of knew that I made videos and that I was, like, involved in blogging and stuff like that, but they didn't know the extent of it. When I told my sister that I had, like, this was a couple months ago, I was like, yeah, my sister's name is Karina, just reference. I was like, yeah, Karina, I have to tell you something. I make videos on YouTube, and I have about 50,000 subscribers. And she was just like, oh, cool. I don't have the internet. Like, she doesn't even use Facebook or the internet, really. So she wasn't too impressed. She wasn't really impressed until I told her that I had, like, again, this was several months ago, I told her I had, like, 8,000 Instagram followers, and that she was like, holy crap, you have 8,000 Instagram followers? And I was like, yes, you don't care about my YouTube subscribers, but you care about my Instagram followers. Yeah, generally they don't care. They're not really internet people. Like, my sister doesn't really use the internet, my mom and dad don't really use the internet, my brother doesn't use the internet. They're not really internet people, so they don't really get it. But yeah, they didn't react in any particular way. They're just like, oh, that's cool. Like, they don't have enough frame of reference to get what it means. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't a great. I was expecting a great reaction, and I didn't get one. Like, they're just like, oh, that's cool. I'm just like, no, be surprised, react somehow. How do you manage the time between reading and having a social life? I don't have a social life. That's how I do that. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm sitting alone in my room doing an impromptu Q&A hangout because I was bored. So, social life, not so much. Reading, yes, much reading. Have you ever completed a novel? If so, would you consider having it published? Yeah, of course. I want to be published, and I've completed, like, 5 novels. I just haven't. I don't know. It was years ago, and, like, I know they're not as good as something I could do now, so I don't want to publish those old ones. But I have completed plenty of novels, and I also have a lot of incomplete novels, like plenty that are outlined completely with maybe the first few chapters written, or some that are, like, completely drafted but not revised at all. But yeah, I've completed, like, 5 novels. I have a video on my channel called The Ghosts of NaNoWriMo Past, where I talk about the novels I've completed in my life, and, like, give you basic premises of those novels. So yeah, that exists if you're really curious. Maybe I'll talk about it again sometime. But yeah, I've completed many novels. Not many, several. If you were in the Divergent, what faction would you like to be in? I'd probably do Erudite, just because I'm okay with reading and studying all day, but honestly, I wouldn't want to be in any Divergent faction. I would not want to be in that world. I would be Divergent. Like, I feel like I would be Divergent. Yeah, I can't get too much into that without spoiling Allegiance, so I'm not going to talk about it. Any books that you thought you would love and ended up really not liking or hating? This is kind of like a flip of that question I answered earlier. Um, there's one book that comes to mind, and that is Invisibility by David Levithan and Andrea Kramer. I was so excited for that book because I'd read books by both of them independently, and I really liked them, and I was like, oh, they're doing a book together. It has such a cool premise. I can't wait to read it. But it just, I didn't end up loving it. Like, it didn't, they didn't work well together, I thought. Like, their writing styles didn't work well together, and also it was a standalone, but it like didn't resolve the story enough for me. So I don't know, the execution I wasn't a fan of, some of the characters I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a fan of how it played out, and I was so like looking forward to it that's mostly what disappointed me. Like, it's not a bad book. I just was expecting something grand and wonderful, and I didn't get that. How do you feel about giving your books away? Are you protective, or you just let people borrow them all the time? I don't really know anyone in real life who wants to borrow my books. Like, that's the big reason I started YouTubing and like being on the internet more, is because this is how I find people who are interested in the same books I'm interested in. Like, a lot of people in my real life, like when I was working at the restaurant, a lot of them are like in their 20s, my age, like but they're not interested in reading young adult books. Like, I don't know a lot of people in real life who are into the kind of books I'm into. So I don't really loan out books because no one really wants my books that I know in real life. I know some of you guys want my books, but you can't have them because they're mine. Stay away. Did you ever see subscribers while working at Applebee's? No. Thank God. That would have been so awkward. I've actually never been like recognized or approached in real life by a subscriber. Like, aside from at like VidCon or BEA or something, where I know there's bookish people who might be familiar with my channel and like they see me at those events, or at like a book signing, like at the Veronica Roth Allegiant signing. Like, I had some people come up to me who recognized me, but I've never ever been recognized like at the grocery store or just doing anything else. I live in a really small town. Like, that contributes a lot to it, that my town has like a population of 15,000 people or so. So none of them are subscribed to me, I don't think. I mean, they could be. Not everyone on the internet knows my hometown, knows where I live. I live in Northern California. I mean, it's not a super secret. With a little bit of research, you could easily find the name of my town. But no, I've never run into any subscribers while working at Applebee's or in the real world at all, really. Are you really friends with Little Book Owl? Yes, I mean, I consider myself her friend. I mean, we live far away, but I love Katrina. She's amazing, and I'm so sad I don't get to see her this year. Like, last year at VidCon, we hung out like the whole time. Me, Katrina, and Ben. We were like hanging out. We filmed a couple collabs together and stuff, but neither of them are going this year, which is really disappointing. And I do have other people to hang out with this year because I have made like more Booktube friends, but Katrina and Ben were like my first Booktube friends, really. And yeah, I will miss them at VidCon this year, but they're planning to go next year, I think. I know they're planning to go to BEA possibly as well next year or the year after. I will see them again. We will be reunited. Okay, I'm going to pop back to Twitter for a quick minute here. I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. I've been talking for like, after the City of Heavenly Fire live show and this live show, my voice is gone. But let's do a couple. Who was your favorite casting in the Mortal Instruments movie? Ooh, Simon. Robert Sheehan as Simon. That was brilliant casting. I love him as Simon. That's the only one that I was like 100% on board with, because everyone else I didn't particularly dislike them, But yeah, Simon was amazing. My friends and family say I'm too old to waste time on reading. I'm only 14. Are they right? No? Too old to waste time on reading? No. What? That? No. What do I tell them? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That seems so absurd to me. I can't even like wrap my head around the idea of being too old for reading or too young for reading. Like, what does age have to do with reading unless you are physically unable to read because you are so young or so old? I don't know. I don't know. Um, Favorite fairy tale. I really like the Rapunzel fairy tale. I mean, maybe I'm just feeling like more I don't know, attached to that because I loved the movie Tangled and I love the book Cress, Marissa Meyer's like take on the Rapunzel story. But I really like that one. I really like it. Maybe it's because of those like adaptations, but that's probably what I would say. Um, let's see. How do you deal with criticism and hate? Um, mm, I mostly just get sad about it. um, I don't know. There's always gonna be people who criticize and who disapprove of certain things. Like you can't make everyone happy. It's not possible. And I don't know. I feel like you should try to focus, or at least this is what I try to do. I try to focus more on myself. Like if someone criticizes something that I'm doing, I might feel bad about it, but I'll also think about it and I'll be like, do I personally find any like value in that criticism? And sometimes it's just mean. Sometimes it comes from a good place. So it really depends on the criticism. I mean, just the mindless hate. Like I've gotten comments where it's just like, "You stupid, beeping, beeping, beep, beep." I don't want to start swearing at you guys, but I've gotten comments that just call me names and call me bad words, and those I just ignore and I kind of laugh off. But there are some valid criticisms and also criticisms that aren't like that, but like just hurt my feelings. Like some people have said that like my voice is very annoying or I'm too crazy for them and like I scare them and that makes me feel bad, but like I don't, I'm not gonna change my voice. Like I can't change my voice. I don't want to like change my personality or my attitude because some people think it's like too much. So I don't know. For every comment of like criticism or hate, there are more comments of positivity. So I try to focus on that, but yeah, the hurtful comments do get to me. Of course, I'm a human being, and when people say mean things, it hurts my feelings. But I try not to let it get me too down. Like you got to know that not everyone is going to be happy, not everyone is going to like you, and don't worry about changing the mind of someone who doesn't like you. Just focus on the people who do like you and who do support you. And like I make videos for myself and the people who want to watch my videos and who enjoy my videos. Like I don't make videos for the people who already don't like me. Like I'm not going to try to waste my time to win them over. I'm just going to keep doing what makes me happy, and I know that not everyone is going to enjoy that, but at least I'll be happy. And I feel like that's more important than like killing myself trying to make other people happy, because it's never going to happen. You're never going to make everyone happy. You just know. What are your thoughts on booktubers doing tags and not giving credit to the tag creator? I personally always try to give credit to the tag creator. Like I try to, if it's not immediately obvious who created it, I try to do some research. I try to always, I can't say that I always do because I don't actually remember, but I try to always link the original video in the description. Um, I think, I mean, it's kind of crappy when people don't give credit to the original tag creator, but if they make an effort to track that information down, then and they don't find it, like there's some tags that like someone makes an original tag, but then they take their video down, and you literally can't find who created that tag. Like I was going to do, there's like a writing habits tag or like a writing something about writing habits, and I was going to do that tag, and I looked for the original, and the original had been taken down. I still kind of want to do that tag, but I don't know if I will now because like the original is gone. I don't know. It's a tricky situation. I personally always try to credit the tag creator, but there's so many tags that get created and kind of duplicated. Like I know I made a yearbook Hall of Fame tag, which was like about the seniors superlatives thing, like most likely to succeed, stuff like that. I made a tag like that. I did an original tag, and a couple months later, someone else did a tag more or less the same thing. And it didn't really hurt my feelings because like my tag was kind of older, and you know they probably just didn't find it. Like I don't think there's any malicious intent at all when someone doesn't credit the original tag maker. I don't think anyone that I know or that I've seen has done so with malicious intent. Sometimes they just, I guess, don't want to do the extra step and do the extra research. But I don't know. I always try to. Are you planning to visit any Asian country? I want to go to South Korea so badly. I dream about it. I want to go to Seoul and see all the sights and eat kimchi and all the Korean barbecue. I want to go to Korea, South Korea, preferably. North Korea seems a little bit scary. But yeah, I really want to go. I don't know when or if I'll be able to, but I would love to. I'd also love to go to Japan as well. But since I'm trying to teach myself Korean, I'm a little bit more invested in visiting Korea in the future. Does City of Heavenly Fire spoil the Infernal Devices? Yeah, kind of. Yes. I mean, if you're talking about like any spoilers whatsoever, then yes, it does have some spoilers. It doesn't spoil like the entire series, but it does spoil some stuff, and I would definitely recommend reading The Infernal Devices before City of Heavenly Fire. I would also recommend reading The Infernal Devices just because I personally think it is a better series than The Mortal Instruments. Like, I love both series, but The Infernal Devices, I feel like the whole series is just executed so well, and The Mortal Instruments, I personally feel like the first book is a little not awesome. Like it was good, but there's a lot of info dumping, and like I wasn't a huge fan of Clary in the first book. Of course, as the series goes on, like I grew to love all the characters, and by City of Heavenly Fire, like I just love all the characters so much. I'm so invested in all of their lives. But with the Infernal Devices, like I was invested and liking them all from the beginning. So yeah, I think you should read the Infernal Devices before City of Heavenly Fire, and I also just think you should read the Infernal Devices because it's fantastic. Read this photo. I want to see your response. There's no picture there. There's like a little image not available kind of picture. Meh. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple more Twitter questions. Oh, someone drew a picture of me, and I look so much prettier in this picture than I do in real life. I'm going to retweet that. Thank you. Oh, who is it? GDCLA. Thank you. That's a lovely picture. Okay, let's see. I'm going to answer a couple more Twitter questions, then I'm going to return to Google to wrap it up. Okay, let's see. A couple more tweets here. This has been a very long impromptu Q&A live show. Why do you think people initially liked Twilight and now they don't? I don't know. I feel like with Twilight, like I really loved it when I first read it. Like I read all the books back to back. I completely devoured them. Breaking Dawn, even when I first read it, I didn't really love Breaking Dawn. I thought that was kind of like a mess a little bit. But I think it's really when you start to look at the book more critically. Like reading Twilight just as enjoyable fun, beautiful, I loved it. But when you start to look a little bit more critically at certain things, then it does start to kind of change your opinion. Like you're like, oh, maybe I don't love this book as much because, like, I don't know, you just start to think more critically about it, and especially when there's a whole, like, bandwagon of hating against Twilight, like, it kind of becomes the more popular opinion to side on the I didn't like it side of things. I don't know. I also, people change their minds. Like, a lot of people might have read Twilight when it first came out and they really liked it then, but since then they've read so many more books and like better written books, and so they like compare it more. But I liked Twilight then, I like it now. I think I liked it more back then because I was one of the people who like hadn't read a whole lot when I read Twilight, so I didn't have like a ton of other stuff to compare it to, and now that I've read much more widely, I do have lots of other books and I'm like, yeah, that is just a better written book than Twilight. But I still like Twilight. How old is it to be an author? I guess you mean like how old do you have to be an author? You can be any age. Like there's no age requirement to be an author. I think obviously the older you are, the more life experience you have, the more writing experience or the more time to get writing experience you've had. Like there are definitely benefits that come with waiting until you are in your 20s or 30s to publish a book or to write a book, but I don't know, publishing and writing a book are two completely different things. Like if you are 9 and you want to write a book, do it. If you are 9 and you want to publish a book, I might caution you a little bit more on that front. I mean, first of all, you can't legally publish a book without parental permission if you are 9, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any age requirement whatsoever to be a writer. To be a published author, maybe you should wait until you're at least, I don't know, 18 so you can legally sign the contract. But I know there are plenty of authors who are like 16 or even 14 who published a book and it turned out great for them. So yeah, I don't think there's any age requirement whatsoever. What was your worst spoiler experience? I don't think I've had a really bad one. I did have Allegiant spoiled for me, but I don't know. Maybe Allegiant being spoiled for me. Also, actually, maybe I'll say Mark of Athena being spoiled for me, because Mark of Athena, like, all anyone talks about is the ending of Mark of Athena, and I saw some spoilers about it, so I knew it was going to happen. And I don't know. That's why I like to read books as soon as they come out, to avoid getting spoiled. Like I have to read books immediately. I've had people like spoil me on Twitter or in my Tumblr ask box, like just straight up spoil me on something I haven't read or watched yet, and I'm just like, oh, why did you do that? I actually turned off my Tumblr ask box for like the week before City of Heavenly Fire came out because I didn't want anyone to like sneak a spoiler in at me. So I try to avoid spoilers because I prefer to experience it myself, but spoilers are out there. They're everywhere. Do you have a budget when it comes to book buying? I don't like set a specific budget. I mean, I know how much extra money I have at any given time, and I know if I can afford books at any given time. Obviously, if I don't have a lot of money, I'm not going to go on a huge shopping spree. But I don't have a huge budget. I mean, I try not to waste my money, but I also spend most of my income, like after rent and bills. I don't eat out a lot. Like I usually just cook food at home, and it's usually something simple like pasta, and then books, just lots and lots of books. So I don't have like a specific budget. I don't go crazy. I'm actually pretty good with my money. I'm pretty good at budgeting my money. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is it there a possibility that you will go to the, I can't say that word, Decatur, I think, book festival in August? I don't know where that is exactly, but I'm not planning to go to it right now, but I might. I'll do a little bit of research and find out where and when exactly that would be and how much it would cost me. I am moving in July, so I might be a little bit strapped for cash at that time, but we'll see. Do you have a Wattpad? Would you read a subscriber story on their Wattpad if it sounded interesting and they told you of it? I don't have a Wattpad, and I don't think I would read any stories on Wattpad. I really prefer to read published books, whether even self-published books. Like that's not necessarily like only traditionally published books. Although I haven't read many self-published books, I'm not against that in any way. But I prefer to read stories that are actually finished and complete. I also don't really like reading on my computer. Like I like physical copies of books in my hands. So I don't know. I don't think I would, because honestly, I get asked very, very often by subscribers or just people who stumble across a few of my videos, and they ask me if I can read their stuff. And unfortunately, I just kind of have a general response of, I'm sorry, but no, because I don't want to give like anyone special treatment. Like if I say yes to one person, I'll feel bad if I say no to another person. And honestly, I just do not have the time to read everything that people want to send to me. So generally, I only read books that like I know I want to read. Like there's so many books that I really, really want to read that I'd want to focus on those rather than like browsing around on Wattpad or even a site like that. Like I know there's I think it's Harlequin has like the Swoon, maybe not Harlequin, I don't know exactly, but there are a couple other websites that are like Wattpad where people can like write chapters of stories and they get voted up to see what's popular. But I don't know. I have so many books I already own on my shelves that I want to read that I gotta prioritize those. Oh yeah, they're showing the Delirium pilot for only 1 month. I'm totally gonna watch that. I was gonna watch it earlier, but then I didn't get to it. And then I started doing the live shows, so I'm gonna watch that tonight probably. I think, yeah. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to, oh, the Decatur Book Festival is in Georgia. I probably won't be able to attend that, but I am, at this point in time, planning to go to Y'all Fest, which is not in Georgia, but it's over there on the East Coast, and yeah, I'm planning to go to that, so hopefully I am able to do that, and it will be fun. Okay. I'm going to go back to the Google Hangouts, answer a few more questions. I'll probably wrap this up in about 10 minutes. Okay. Which booktuber would you choose as a pair body? Oh, I don't know. This is such a difficult question because I wouldn't choose it based off of friendship. Like, I would choose it based off of who I think could kick the most ass and help protect me the most. So, I don't know. I'd have to see everyone fighting. Like, I'd put all the other booktubers through the Hunger Games, and then I would be pair body with whoever won. Yep, that's what I would do. Do you watch any YouTubers that aren't a part of Booktube? If so, who do you watch? I do watch a lot of YouTubers that aren't a part of Booktube. Let me go to my subscription feed and I'll just tell you some. The Shaytards, the Vlog Brothers, Philip DeFranco, and SourceFed. I love everything they do over there. A couple beauty gurus. I watch Graveyard Girl and Michelle Phan. Niga Higa. I follow so many booktubers. That's like half of my subscription feed, but then the other half is non-booktubers. Talk to Me in Korean. That is a fantastic Korean resource channel and website. I love Talk to Me in Korean. I love them. Also, Simon and Martina of Eat Your Kimchi. I love them too. If anyone has any like Korean vloggers or people who talk about Korean language, Korean culture, I would love some more recommendations because I love Korean culture and language, and I love watching people talk and make videos about it, so I'd love to watch more of that. What the Buck, Grace Helbig, Mamrie Hart, Hannah Hart, Tyler Oakley, who else? So many booktubers in my subscription feed. SciShow, Crash Course, all of the Vlog Brother related channels pretty much. So many booktubers. It's so many booktubers pretty much. Jenna Marbles, she hasn't uploaded in a while. Like, I'm also looking at people who've uploaded recently, so this isn't the best like selection of who I subscribe to. It's just the people who uploaded today, pretty much. Miranda Sings, Miranda Sings. A lot of SourceFed up in here. Hank Games, lots of Vlog Brothers and SourceFed videos. Yeah, I think that's most of it. Vsauce, What the Buck. Did I already say What the Buck? Yeah, there's a selection of some of them. How do you feel about fan fiction? I don't have any particularly strong feelings about it. Like, I've read some and I've enjoyed some, like mostly about Twilight, Harry Potter, The Mortal Instruments. Like, those are the ones that people write the most fan fiction about, so that's like what I've seen the most of. But I don't really seek out fan fiction too much. I've never really written fan fiction. I don't really have any strong feelings about fan fiction. I apologize. But I don't think it's bad. I think it's great. I think writing anything, like if you're trying to become a better writer, if you are writing fan fiction or working on your own stories, like just write whatever you want and experiment a lot, and that will really help your own writing. Like, writing fan fiction can really help you develop your own voice and your own style by trying to like imitate someone else. But I wouldn't say to write exclusively fan fiction. If you do want to write your own stuff, like, you gotta balance it a little bit. Write some fan fiction of like some borrowed stuff, but also write your own stuff. Like, brainstorm and add creative, random, weird things into it, and yeah, just write a lot. It doesn't matter what you're writing or what you're reading. Just write and read a lot and look at it critically. Like, think about if you read a fan fiction and it's only okay, like, think about what they could have done to make it better. Or if you read a fan fiction that's really amazing, see what they did that was so amazing, and like, just analyze it. Just analyze everything and think critically about everything you read and write, and that will really help you improve if you want to write. Actually, it might help you improve just in life in general. Do you buy every book you read, or do you use a public library? I don't really use a public library. I don't buy every book I read. I do get some books sent to me from publishers, like for me to read and review on my channel, or like show in a book haul or something. So I do get some free books from publishers, but this is a very recent thing that only started happening in the last few months. is publishers sending books to booktubers. So I do get some of those for free, but I don't really go to the public library. Honestly, my young adult section behind me is larger than the one at my local library. So no, I don't go there so much. I love libraries though. Like, if I personally love to buy books and can afford to buy books, so that's what I do. But if you don't want to own a lot of books, or if maybe you live in a very small space and you can't own a lot of books, or you don't have the money, like, use your library. Libraries are magical, awesome places. Go to the library. You can request books. You can do all sorts of stuff. Like, libraries are awesome, but I personally don't use them too much. Okay, I'm going to answer just a couple more questions. If you could change the ending to any book, which book would it be? Maybe Requiem by Lauren Oliver. I would like more of an ending there. That would be nice. I already did advice for starting booktubers, so I'm going to jump to this controversial question here. What do you think about the booktube culture discussion going on? I think it's really interesting. I think the whole, not just relating to booktube, but to YouTube in general, the whole celebrity culture is fascinating. And I don't know, I feel a little bit weird talking about it, because I know that some people would consider me like a celebrity booktuber, which feels really weird to me, because I'm just a person alone in my room talking to a camera like everyone else out there. I've just happened to found a decently large audience for booktube. Like, it's funny talking about the booktube celebrity thing, because on a grand YouTube scale, like, booktube is still a really small community. And I don't know, I've had a couple surreal moments. Like, the whole booktube meetup at BEA was the most surreal experience of my life. Like, people came up to me and they wanted pictures of me and they wanted me to sign things, and it was weird. I mean, I was flattered, of course, but it was also weird that, like, I didn't feel like I was deserving of the fangirling that was happening. But at the same time, like, I do it myself. Like, when I was meeting some of the authors at BEA, like, you stop looking at some of these people as actual people. Like, it's kind of dehumanizing, and in both ways. Like, when you see a number of, like, thousands of subscribers, like, those subscribers don't have individual faces and personalities, and it's hard to kind of look at them as individual people. And the same thing with people who make videos. Like, you only see one side of me. You only see what I choose to show you. And so when people say things like, "Oh, you're so amazing and perfect," I'm just like, no, I'm not. I tricked you. But I don't know. When I was coming face to face with some authors at BEA, I was fangirling myself, and I wasn't looking at them as, like, actual humans. It was like, oh my God, Cassandra Clare, I'm having breakfast with Cassandra Clare. Like, our bagels came from the same platter. Oh my God. And that's me treating her like she's not a real person, but she is. And especially for that week, like, she probably got so much of that. Like, she just had the City of Heavenly Fire launch party, and at BEA, like, everyone fangirling over Cassandra Clare. And I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I think it's a really interesting topic. I need to, like, actually gather my thoughts before I can really talk more about it, but I think it's fascinating and weird, and I think that everyone just needs to view everyone else as actual people. Like, it's easy to detach them and, like, just view them as, like, this entity, but we're all just people and we all have feelings, and honestly my feelings have been kind of hurt by some things that were said. Like, I don't know, I think I'm done talking about this topic for now, but I do think it's really interesting, and maybe if I have more coherent thoughts at a later date, I will make a more coherent video. But I don't know, I just want everyone to be nice to everyone and treat everyone like people. I mean, like, it's really great when you love a content creator and like you kind of idealize them in your mind. So I don't know, you stop looking at people as people, and I think that's where the problem comes from. Also, looking to other people for validation, like if people aren't watching my videos, or like how many views I get does not reflect on how good of a person I am. Like, I'm sure there are people on YouTube, not specifically Booktube, but just YouTube as a whole. I'm sure there are YouTubers who are huge douchebags in real life, but you see one side of them and you look up to them for that one side that you see of them, but you don't know what they actually are like. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling now. I'm going to move on to another question. What do you think the new YA trend will be now that dystopian is starting to die down? I don't know. I feel like contemporary, like realistic fiction, is kind of on an upswing right now with like Rainbow Rowell's books and John Green's books, Stephanie Perkins, Gail Forman, like especially when we have a lot of like movies in the works as well. Like, people are really jumping onto this contemporary fiction train right now. So I don't know. As far as a new fantasy trend, I don't know if this would happen, but I personally would really love to see more sci-fi, like the Cinder series, the Lunar Chronicles. I love that series so much. I love all the science-y goodness, and I love the science-y aspects in so many of these dystopians. Like, Legend has some great science-y aspects to that world, and I love it. I would like to see more science involved in books that isn't necessarily a dystopian, like more futuristic sci-fi adventures rather than like futuristic government oppression. Like, I'm all for fighting the man, but sometimes I just want to have a fun adventure that involves no fighting of the man, just the fighting of a bad guy villain. Maybe he's the man, maybe not. I would like to see more like adventure type stories with science-y influences. I think that would be cool. Has an author ever been insulted by your reviews? Not that I know of. I try to be relatively nice in my reviews. Like, even if I do say something critical, I also talk about what I like, and if I think someone else might like it more than I did, and for what reasons, and why I didn't like something. I've never straight up like insulted an author, I don't think. But I have criticized books before, and I'm sure, you know, again, people, everyone is a person. We got to look at people as people, and an author is just a person, and they might, like, they understand the whole review system and that not everyone is going to love their books, but hearing someone say something they didn't like about your books can still hurt their feelings. So I don't know if I've ever insulted an author. I might have hurt an author's feelings before, but I also don't know how many authors have been watching my videos, and yeah, I don't know. I've never received like an angry message from an author who was like, "You hurt my feelings. I hate you." Yeah, I haven't had that experience yet. Hopefully not. We'll see. How do you plan on moving your books? Miserably. I think it's going to be a terrible experience, to be honest. I am going to get a bunch of cardboard boxes and just pack them all up, move them. I'm not looking forward to this experience, like, at all, especially because I'm gonna have to drive the moving truck, probably. Like, I don't really want to hire someone to do that because it's crazy expensive. So I'm probably gonna have to drive this big U-Haul moving truck 8 hours, from 8 to 9 hours. So it might be more since it's a big truck, and like I can usually make the drive in like 8 hours in my car. But the moving truck is scary. I don't like big vehicles, and I'm gonna be in charge of one, and that's terrifying. But I do have to drive it like 8 to 10 hours from Northern California to Southern California, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. But we'll see. I am looking forward to being in LA and like being settled in and all moved in, and that'll be really nice. It's the in-between part that I'm not too thrilled about. When you publish a novel, do you intend to use your real name or a pseudonym? Interesting question. I've always intended to use my real name, or at least a variation of my name. Like Kat is a nickname. It's not my full name. My full name is Kathleen. So I might publish under like Kathleen O'Keefe or Kat O'Keefe or KG O'Keefe, my initials. I always really thought I would publish under my actual name. But lately, I've had this idea that I might publish under a pseudonym, but not tell anyone. I'm going to pull a Robert Galbraith on all of you, and you'll never know. Like, I'll publish a book, and you won't know, and people on Booktube will talk about it and review it, but they won't know it's me, and it would be really funny. Again, this isn't going to happen for at least a year or two, so hopefully you've all forgotten it by then if I do decide to do this. But I think it would be really, really funny to do something like that. Otherwise, I probably will just publish under my own name, or like a variation of my name, nickname, initials, something like that. Okay, I think that's all of the questions I'm going to answer. I'm out of breath, my voice is dying, and I've been going for over 2 hours now. So I think it's time to wrap this up. Again, I'm sorry if I didn't get to any of your questions. I tried to answer a lot. If you still have any burning questions, you can leave them in the comments of the YouTube video, like not in the Google Plus question thing, but like in the actual comments. And if I have enough like good ones that I feel like I could make a video on, I will do a Q&A video, like kind of following up with more questions. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me and asking questions on this lovely Friday night. I hope you enjoyed this impromptu live stream Q&A. I hope you have a great night, and I'll have a video up at some point. Probably. I'm going to do my BEA book haul. That's probably going to be my next video. Hopefully in the next few days here. No promises. I'm bad at follow-through, so I'm just going to stop making promises. So when I fail to follow through, it's okay because I didn't actually promise. But yeah, that's what's happening. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye!